We'll rein it in slightly to 2018, pre-pandemic. The 10th of May, actually, 2018.
My birthday. Wait.
Where was it really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Cool.
I was 21 then.
And the Irish Times published a column from the late Emma Vick Mahuna. Anyone know who she is?
Yeah.
You do? Wow. Well, she was a Kerry woman, and she wrote about how her life had changed after being told that she was going to die. And she wrote the following. She said, "I shouldn't be dying, and that's what makes this a tragedy. I should be here for another 50 years. And Emma did die, unfortunately, later that year. She passed away late 2018. She went for a smear test in 2013 that came back as negative, and that was grand. She went on her way. 3 years later, she went for the same test. She was told she was positive, but not just that. She'd had 2 cancerous tumours growing in her body since that day. By the time the test came back, it was too late. When the company that were administering the results realised the mistakes, they didn't tell the girls, didn't tell the women. So this is for those women, really. So this poem is called Death Sentence. Now, anything she can do, she does on her own. Most of the time, she keeps her frustrations unknown. Your sister in Sligo, or your mum in Tyrone, they very rarely need to pick up the phone. But if something comes up that looks a little dodgy, she might need the help of the HSC. Makes the dinner so the kids are fed and reads them a story to put them to bed, and ends her evenings with a glass of her favourite deep red and a swipe right to deal with another dickhead. She controls the controllable controllably. For everything else, she's got the HSC. In her life, she's not got a minute to think, but she still goes to the gym, reads a book and meets her mates for a drink. If she were a bloke, she'd be pushed to the brink. And in her armour, you probably won't find a chink, but if you did, and life turns slightly more seriously, but at least she has the help. At the HSC, doesn't walk the streets without her headphones in. Anything she wears as a news bulletin, whatever she does, is labelled a sin. If that were my life, I'd chuck myself in the bin. It'll take a better man to be a woman, you see. It's every 4th letter is from the HSC. The eyebrows, the waxing, the dreading of weight gain. Now make that body as smooth as a window pane, so the doctor can put your legs on a cold metal crane, have a poke around your private domain. The things you do for a parent's safety. Who needs enemies? Well, you've got friends like the HSC boys. Imagine this. Go to the physio for your chippy knee, you go in, they give you a jab and your legs move freely. A few years later, you book a check-in to see if that jab had cured your knee indefinitely. You go in, they do checks, send you on your way, and you're driving to that 5-a-side pitch to play, and you get a call, and you take it, and you hear a voice saying, well, it's not good news. Tomorrow might be your last day. Tony O'Brien, Simon Harris, if you're listening, between you both and me, and you can tell this to your mates at the HSC, that we all know that if her name was Victor and it wasn't Vicky, well, you lot will be hanging by a fucking tree. Thank you.
Woo.
It's true. Oh, you're very kind. Go on then. Very sweet, thank you. I'll bring it back up a little bit. So I got to tell you a story, and then we'll wrap things up. So not that I'm trying to.